Today I want to congratulate each and every one of you for becoming members of the Chicago Fire Department. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you, your family and relatives that have supported you in your career efforts, and I thank you for becoming a public servant. And I call you a public servant. It is a profession, and every day you're going to gain the experience, you're going to gain the knowledge, and most importantly, the training that you need throughout your career. You are fortunate to become a member of the Chicago Fire Department. I really mean that. In this day and age, the recession has hit every family. Doesn't matter where you live, cities, suburbs. Doesn't matter where your children went to college and graduated. Doesn't matter, maybe your parent had a job and now they don't have. Your brother and sister cannot find a job. And so that's what's wrong with America. And we have to rebuild America. Rebuild America with our own in regard to their knowledge. As Peter talked about, how could a generation before us, 2 generations, build this wonderful facility? We have to get back in believing in ourselves and believe in the jobs that you take as public servants, that you can create an environment that economic opportunities and business can locate and relocate, not only in the city of Chicago, but throughout America. And I believe in that. I think this is a great country. It is a country that has sacrificed. And now we, this generation, have to look within and say to America, how can we take care of our own in a much better way? I believe in that. No family should be worried about their mortgages. No family should be worried about when they sacrifice for their child to go to college, they graduate and they can't get a job. They can't even pay back the loans. And to me, that is not what America stood for. And so we are fortunate here in the city to have wonderful taxpayers. In this economic time, fire and police got a 10% increase. No one, even in the private sector, could even talk about an increase of salaries. No one. But here in the city of Chicago, we work with the unions. I just want to point, I want to give you 16%. Unions told me no. So you got 10% because you want the binding arbitration. And I'm not one of these great labor leaders, you know, and all the big money and walk around and shake hands, but I wanted to give 16%. They didn't believe me. They said, we're going to binding arbitration. And your leader sent you binding arbitration, and you got 10%. So remember that as you move on in your life. Take the word of someone who has a word. Don't take the word of someone who's just a politician, labor leader, that does nothing for you. I believe in you, and I always believe in the fire department, police department. I gave you my word, and they wouldn't believe me. That's what you got from the people behind me and someplace else. You got 10%. That's over with. And now you move on in your profession. It is a profession because you're going to be judged, not equally, you're going to be judged on your own as professional people doing the job. And I want to compliment, again, the strategy of the fire department and the leadership of the fire department, these men and women here. And any emergency that we have, fire department responds number 1. They always respond for us. And they are the key to any tragedy or emergency in the city of Chicago. I rely off of these men and women. I rely off of you in tragedies. That who takes over in any tragedy in the city. During the snowstorm, the reliance of the fire department was important for us to gather information from a helicopter, from the lieutenant, from the engine, from the truck, from the ambulance, all over the city about any condition here in the city of Chicago. Because I firmly believe that the men and women, both in fire and the police department, are role models continually in the efforts of improving the quality of life. And I want to thank all those that have given their lives. Gold Badge Society is here. Those are the husbands and the brothers and the sisters and the mothers and the fathers that gave their life here in the city of Chicago. And recently, Corey Hankum, Ed Springer, and Pat Hannon, who died in line duty. The other 2 were killed. These were dedicated members of the fire department, left their families behind. but we remember them continually, the efforts of the Gold Badge Society and others to make sure that we move forward as a family. And they're not forgotten at all in the history of the city of Chicago, and that is very important. In your profession, I want to make sure you all come home safe to your families. Everybody has to do their job, but remember, you still have a family. You have to come home to it. And make sure you rely off of one another in good judgments in time. And you're there in time of tragedy at all times. We rely off of you, and you have good judgment. And I firmly believe that. In all my career of 22 years with the Fire and Police Department, I've always said that we've always had the best at all times in the Fire and Police Department. There's some exceptions. In life, there's exceptions in your family or in business. Overall, I've been very proud of the Chicago Fire Department at all times, because I firmly believe they represent the old spirit of America, the spirit of public service, the spirit of working together, the spirit of dealing with issues confronting people in the city in such a professional way, an emotional way, and a human way. You have calmed people down in times of tragedy, and that's what this is all about. I congratulate you. I wish you the best of your careers. And remember, this is the best job in Chicago. I don't care what they tell me. And you are the best fire department. I have been all over this country. I've never seen such a progressive fire department, because we're thinking of the future. We don't think of the past. I want to make sure in 10 or 15 years you're still on the job and you're still working. Other local governments are laying off fire and police at a rapid rate. But here in Chicago, we've increased it. It's amazing. And we've never followed the belief that safety and preparedness is not a priority in the city. I thank you for taking this profession. I thank your families. And the sacrifice you're going to make for the people of the city of Chicago, I just want to say thank you. When you save someone's life and someone's injury is someplace, I'm going to say thank you forever on behalf of the people of the city of Chicago. God bless you and thank you.